Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find, and with any luck my guests will be able to answer all of them. We have a right bunch of reprobates with us today. They're all Daves. We've got B Dave, who has apparently vanished since I looked away. We have got bad-tempered... Oh, shit! He came disconnected, the bastard. We've got bad-tempered Dave.
Oh, yeah.
We have got bad-tempered Dave.
Yes, hello. Hi.
We have got Godless Dave.
Alright, Trigger.
We've got Better Dave. And we've got Sorter Dave.
We are Dave.
Yes, we are.
Hashtag we are all Dave.
That's wrong. It's we are Dave. There's no all. Not we are. We are all Borg. It's we are Borg. We are Dave.
We are Dave. We
Yes,
are
we are
Legion.
I was
Expect
going
us.
to say, we are Legion.
Yeah.
I'm not
Expect
sure
us.
that's a good thing right now.
Okay.
Well, that's
Never
why
mind.
that's why I didn't do hashtag Dave Lives Matter.
Ooh. Somebody might come and find you.
Yeah.
Jackie says at least it's not
Except for
hashtag
the black
Karen.
guy's named Dave, they'll be okay with it.
I can Dave.
Apparently I'm not Dave, I'm Mel Smith.
Well, I concur Black Lives Do Matter, and this
Yes.
shit pisses me off that it keeps going on, that we're in the year 2020. Real quick, Dave, let me just get my opinion out there. Because I'm important. Here we are in 2020, and people are still targeting people of color. And it's effing ridiculous, and they need to effing quit it, because we all know that it's just the color of your skin. Jesus.
Why are you censoring
And by the way,
yourself?
I don't think they should not be burning down their own towns because they're going to fuck up their own economy and cause themselves higher taxes and blah, 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 blah. But burn down the police buildings. Do that. The government buildings and police buildings, because screw them. But save the rest of your shit so you can have a normal life.
For all
Rant
the
over.
people on the right that keep saying we need to act like MLK, the thing that triggered the civil rights movement that really moved it forward was when we finally started rioting for it. So, I mean, I don't agree with burning shit down and stuff, but at the same time, what the fuck else are we supposed to do? So,
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's why I said burn down the government and county and state buildings. Burn those down.
I think
Get
some
their
American
attention.
cops. I think
Don't
some
burn down
American
your own
cops really
shit.
need to.
Fuck that.
I think some American cops really need both a slap and a British police training course.
Yeah, because
Watch the-
we've never had problems in the races.
Oh no, I'm not saying we've
never.
never had problems.
Fucking hell.
We absolutely have problems, but
there was a video yesterday that I saw. A cop threw this guy to the ground, a black guy, put a stick in his hand, and then held him down. So it would look, and then
I've
brought
got
up the
that
other
video.
cop guys over. It's a lot. Sorry, we didn't
Oh
mean to
my
bring this up, Dave.
God!
I've got that video to bring up in a thing I'm doing.
No, oh God, I thought you were going to say here.
I'm
Let's
not
be
bringing
happy.
it
No, I
in,
was gonna
y'all.
say- I was
Question
gonna
mark.
say, moving on.
We have a fan question before question one.
Oh shit.
Is it from Nerdy?
No, not from Nerdy. How bad do badgers smell? Because they imagine that badger smells awful.
Well,
Well, I didn't want
Rather-
to say nothing, Badger, but
rather do you can keep your nose out my blanket for. If you don't want to smell me, then stop sticking your nose in here. But that rather depends on the badgers in question.
Does it?
Badgers have scent glands, so will
So they
smell it.
stink.
But it rather depends on whether they're trying to attract a mate now, doesn't it?
How closely
I'm
associated?
not.
You're not.
I'm not trying to attract a mate particularly, so I don't smell particularly strongly.
You aren't musty and wanting.
he's a clean. Well, he's a civilized badger. So
ask me out for dinner, and I might be.
I'm not going to mention the fact that after my surgery with the bandages, and I had 2 batteries strapped to my back, that I could not shower for 9 days afterwards until they took the batteries out. So that was fun. Yeah, but I was just sitting here. It's not like I was like doing anything. So, you know,
Right, we could see the stink lines on the screen.
No, actually, I was going to ask if you got to use keep the batteries for other purposes, but that's between you and Math Pig. I'm sorry to ask.
It's all right. He's
batteries. They wouldn't fit.
He's now sat at home going buzz. Nerdy says he's trying to attract a mate, so he absolutely stinks.
Well, Nerdy is.
Yeah. I'm disturbed by how excited that made Badger.
Wait. So if I want to try to make out of pink? Well, shit. I'm doing it wrong.
You do realise using scent to attract mates is going to be part of this fan fiction now.
Of course it is.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of erotic fiction that features scents.
There is.
I'm sure there is, but I'm
even the ones that don't feature it as like a central point. There's
Yeah,
always someone that mentions how the other one smells. It's like, oh my god, your scent smell is not that great.
Yeah, it's disturbing, some of it, to be honest.
Yes, I agree.
Oh dear.
Let's went off on a weird fucking tangent. You know that?
You know the story that I read with Ansgar and
What was that about again?
It is.
So there's a bit in that story that features the word musk prominently, and I was there reading it, just going.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had that a lot in erotic fiction. Oh my god, I hated editing when people did that.
Okay, I had this discussion with Math Pig the other day. The word musk is just wrong. You don't refer to a woman's scent as musk. It's like you don't call a woman shiny ever. Musk just has this denotation of stink.
Wait a minute.
Why
I know you don't like
shiny.
Elon.
You just called a woman shiny.
Yeah.
What's wrong with shiny?
Happy shiny.
Oh,
No, you
really?
say they have
You don't know what's
porcelain
wrong with
skin.
shiny? No,
What's wrong with
never.
shiny?
It's saying that they're sweating like a horse.
Or their skin is oily. Is
Yeah,
what it also
it's more
implies.
the oily skin thing. Yeah.
There was this
You
girl
say they have
who would always
a
come
porcelain skin.
You gotta use
That's
words
how
like
you
would always
rank,
come in.
you know.
There was this girl I used to know who would always come in right after putting moisturizer on, and she would literally be shiny. She'd walk in and she would listen.
I mean, you could tell her, but she wouldn't take it as a compliment.
Like Twilight?
Dewy
Do
skin is
vampires
being
have a
used a lot.
scent?
Yes. No. I don't remember. Different laws.
Who gives
What?
a shit about that stuff? Who gives a shit about Twilight?
Fuck Twilight.
Right!
No, I was
Which
talking
one?
about vampires. Hey, Dave?
Yeah.
Dave. Oh, the number one first, Dave. What was the question?
I was about to ask it.
He hasn't asked the question.
We
yet.
haven't started yet. We're dealing with badger scent at the moment. Right. Question 657. Is there a TV theme tune that haunts you?
Oh.
What do we mean by haunts for this topic?
Can't get it out of your head. Stays around. Never forget it.
But that sounds like in a bad way, though.
Well,
That's not so much.
it's either way, to be quite honest. It's the fact that you can't get rid of it.
Alright.
That's
Mine's the
important.
Green Acres theme, so.
What's the Green Acres theme?
Green
Oh, I'm
Acres
sorry,
is a
Sarah.
place to be. Farm living is a life to me. Life for me, excuse me.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, for me.
See, mine for years was the Poddington Peas, and now I've just remembered that it's probably going to be again for the next several years.
Well, that's some theme I've not heard in a long time.
Down at the bottom of the garden, among the birds and the bees, there are a lot of little
adorable.
people. They are the Poddington Peas.
Sure about this question.
I also have the Happy Days theme song stuck in my head quite often.
Badger?
Yeah, Amanda. I don't have one, Dave. I mean,
No?
no,
Excuse me.
not really.
Is there
Okay,
a theme?
everybody pause real quick. Hold on, because my best friend in Ohio is actually watching this live stream. So everybody say hi, Mo.
Mo!
I know.
Hi, person I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. That's fine. She's awesome.
Oh, apparently
Anyways, carry on.
we have to sneak in, right, in surreptitious places throughout the entire episode and say, Elena!
It's,
Alright.
it's
I'll
critical
be back in
questions
1
got a
second.
theme that sticks in your head at all or not.
Say again?
It's critical questions got a theme that sticks in your head or
It
not.
does, but you don't, because you're always on it, you never hear it.
That's
Yeah.
trouble.
I listened the other day, like, to the show and realized you had fucking music playing during the show, and it was weird.
It's very distracting.
Weird.
It's random, so I don't really. I don't know what music is playing at the time. But it's random.
It's distracting at times because I'm trying to focus on you guys or the panel's voices, and all of a sudden there's like music in the background. I'm like, where the fuck in my house is that music coming from?
I'll tell you one. I'll tell you one that sort of seems to stick in my head, but kind of in a good way because it's actually a good bit of tune, and that was Street Hawk.
I can't remember Street Hawks.
I
remember-
Tangerine Dream did the theme. It's quite good. Quite good bit for a bit of electronic music.
Tangerine? No problem.
What's Manda singing?
Amanda.
Stupid Beverly Hillbillies songs.
Okay. Yeah, I figured out what tune it is.
What?
Oh yeah, Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Hillbillies. Yes, Beverly
Beverly
Hillbillies.
Hills, that is.
Go on, sing it.
Movie star.
Texas tea.
Is that something that comes from living in the South though, or is that what
it
it
was
brings to
from
mind all the time?
My father watches a lot of old shows.
Yeah.
So like ever since I've been growing, he like watches MASH a lot and Beverly Hillbillies and the Addams Family and stuff. So that shit was like always playing in my house. So
My family hated the Addams Family, but I loved that show.
I love that show.
My family liked
I loved MASH.
Beverly Hillbillies, The
Good
Waltons,
show.
MASH
Little
is
House
a
on the
good
Prairie. They didn't like MASH.
No,
Yeah, we.
not Little House on the Prairie. God no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Oh no, I had a
Okay.
nickname from that.
So really bad theme song would be fucking True Blood. Horrible theme song, horrible opening, everything. But the thing that kind of haunts me would be the X-Files a little bit because I used to watch it in high school, the Sunday nights, and I would get my Coke and my little bag of Cheetos and I would watch it and be a little scared every time. So like when I hear the song, I just kind of remember feeling that dread of like, oh, what the fuck's gonna happen this time? So
I haven't got to
in terms
hear very
quantity,
much of it.
I guess that would go with it.
No.
I have a question. Does anybody know the name of the theme song to MASH? What the actual name of that song
It's
is?
painless.
Yes.
Oh my god,
Yes,
Sammy,
we
I
were
have
brought-
that song in my head all the time.
Okay, I figured
It
out
was very-
the one. I figured out the one that I've
Should,
got stuck.
if you haven't
Been in there
heard it
for
yet, you
years.
should listen. Oh, sorry.
Go on, Badger.
Who's going?
You.
Okay, right.
Dave's going.
Bad tempered Dave.
Go, Dave.
Bad tempered Dave. Okay. Right, I figured out. Oh, I'm not bad tempered. Right, you lot. I figured out the tune. Right, I figured out the tune. It's the. Has anyone seen the TV show 7 Days?
No.
No.
They've got this like time traveling sphere that will go back in time 7 days at maximum, and it's held by this government agency in America, and they use it to go back in time and fix things when they've gone catastrophically wrong. And the theme tune goes something like. stuck in my
This
head for
sounds like
literally
that.
years.
I am
Wait.
right.
Jeff is about to lose his shit. I don't exactly know why.
What's up, Jeff?
I'm not about to lose it, but I am just very, very heartbroken and disappointed that you did not say Bodger and Badger. You know.
What? Yeah, but Jeff.
Bodger and Badger,
Well, you know,
Bodger and Badger.
Yeah, exactly. That sticks in your head.
That's a good theme. But the 7 Days theme, I've got half of it stuck in my head and can't remember the ending.
So is that
I
what's
hate when that
bothering you?
happens.
Like, it's
Yeah,
been bothering me
I'm
for
like-
literally decades.
It's bothering me.
Okay.
Bothering me.
Did
that
you try to Google it?
Yeah, and I couldn't find it, but I may try again later.
That's because no one's ever heard of the
By the
show.
On YouTube. Every theme song available is on YouTube.
It's not. It really isn't. It
Okay.
really isn't.
See,
Those
I
are.
YouTube doesn't have that?
We're old.
was just say, if you heard the Manic Street Preachers version of the Suicide is Painless at all, this is really good.
I'll tell you something
The
weird in a
trouble
minute.
the trouble is, when you put in 7 Days, all you get is a song by Craig David. I'm not that fond of Craig David.
Well,
Right.
as a resident of the city of Southampton, I'd like to apologise. I'd like to apologise on behalf of the city for Craig David. Okay.
That's not enough.
Yeah, that's all
So-
I can do.
Nerdy says, Jamie and the Magic Torch. Link says, I'm always whistling the Muppets. I've got to say, Fraggle Rock sticks with me quite a bit. Hard to capture away.
Oh, fuck me.
Stories for another
Yeah,
day.
another day.
Let the music play.
Like,
Down
Oh,
Fraggle
down.
Rock.
no. And
Rock, yeah.
Badger,
Out of
I
Battle
found
Rock.
it for you. Look in the
Flat.
private chat.
Yep, Kaz found it. See, there you go.
I found
Everything.
it! I found
What was
the
that?
theme!
3 minutes. 3 minutes, Kaz found
was
it.
the one that I
You
found.
weren't really looking. Don't even. Just stop. You weren't even really looking.
I found it too. Just as
Very
Cass posted
disappointed,
it,
Badger.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to just get it out of my head.
Now you're screwed.
Yeah, it's going to
So
be
now
in
you're
there
gonna
for
watch
years
it.
now.
Do you want to know something
Yeah.
really disturbing?
Go on.
House.
You?
about
Theme-
The theme song to House.
Yeah, I can
It's
see that.
different in Europe.
What?
It is
Wait,
not.
it is?
It is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different in Europe. Because the band is
why.
British and they didn't get licensing for it. And I didn't know this because I watched downloaded episodes. Right, the song is
They
different.
do the same thing with Dawson's Creek. I think on Hulu, they don't play the one that they used to play because they don't have the rights to it to play it on Hulu. So it's a different theme song. Weird.
Really weird.
Saying.
That is weird.
You can't change a show's
Dawson's
theme song
Creek.
like that. That's sacrilege.
I know. I find it really funny. I watched all
But
7
it's
seasons
the
and didn't
same
know this.
Opening too, just a different song.
Yeah.
Is that the same for House? That it's the same opening, just a different song.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaz found those too.
Oh, that's atrocious.
Kaz
That's
is on the
awful.
ball.
Wait,
always
so
is.
they don't use I Don't Want to Wait for Dawson's Creek on TV on the streaming services? That's
On
cool.
No,
Oh, that's
I
a
love that
song.
song.
Great, now that's stuck in my head.
I know, just as soon as she said the words, it's in my head. I don't want
That
to.
song music.
You
I
just
always
brought
have
up
music
this
in my head.
question. You just did this question
So do I.
to fuck us all up for the rest of the day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
How much can you get away with the theme tunes?
Song stuck in my head for like a week now. So.
How much can you get away with doing theme tunes? We can do a theme tune stream later. And guess the theme tune.
I'm in.
I
song.
tell you, that's a lot of fun.
I know, I love it.
I used to write
That's-
out.
Best theme song, and I'm pretty sure Dave agrees with me, is Angel.
No.
That's why I can't
No,
remember the rest of the
you.
tune.
I've never heard that. I don't think I've ever heard the thing from Angel. So.
So I've just figured out why I can't remember the rest of the 7 Days theme.
Why?
It's
And why is
because
that?
after the bit that I know, it just goes into a drum solo and then does the first bit again, but shifted up a key.
That's lazy.
I'll tell you one that used to stick in my head a bit was theme tune to Dexter.
I've not seen Dexter.
Yeah, I don't know why that theme tune used to stick in my head for a bit.
I've only seen one bit of Dexter.
I can't think of
It's a
what it
good
is.
show.
It's
I've never
okay.
seen
It went
Dexter, which is
downhill
weird.
after a while. I'd say that.
I'll tell you exactly what the bit of Dexter I've seen is. Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, that's classic.
That's the only bit I've seen.
Right. Next question, I think.
Moving on.
Moving on. Drink.
Elena. Badger.
Badger, is that a theme tune you think? It sounds like you were humming the Marseillaise for a second.
I'm gonna have to go and kick Caroline in a minute.
Oh, there's different house. Oh, you put the different house themes in.
Okay, did you
After.
answer, Dave?
I answered several times.
The next one that we're
Sorry,
moving on.
yeah, I answered. Yeah.
I even sung to you, which is probably horrific. You'll be traumatized for life. The Poddington Peas and Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock. Yeah.
I've heard worse in karaoke nights. No, it's okay, Dave.
You want to see me actually sing a song?
I'm not sure it is.
That will traumatize you.
We all need to go do drunk karaoke together.
That would be fun. I love
That would be
karaoke.
so much fun.
Elena says hi.
It-
Hi,
It will
Elena.
be better with the delay. Also, hello.
You can do it, but you've got to have one person that's not participating that manages the timing. The problem is that everyone tries to do it together. You can't do it. You've got to have one person that under no circumstances sings or does anything. They're just there to do timing.
There's usually
Yeah,
one
but-
person
It
that'll do
doesn't
that
drink.
anyway because they're too shy.
You get one person who's singing. No, you don't. You get one person who sings, then everyone tries to match that person's timing.
Yeah.
But then that person gets thrown out of time by the other people trying to match their timing
Yes.
because of the delay. So it just ends up going all over the shop.
God, it's fucking awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, no answer. Joan said
You want
Dynasty in
awful-
Dallas.
you want a
Fucking awful.
fucking chat.
Plus, it's usually like happy birthday. So that sounds shitty anyway, let alone 6 people trying to sing it all in different timings.
And they're all singing different words.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has their own variations of Happy Birthday.
Yeah, there's always that one person that's singing that You Live in the Zoo one because they're assholes.
Yeah, that's
Squash
exactly what I
tomatoes
sing.
and stew.
And then there's always that
I still
uncle
love
who
you.
tries to.
I still love you, B Dave.
I like that.
There's always that uncle who tries to stick the kid's face in the cake and just ends up bashing their head on the table.
Oh yeah, that.
I used to like that.
A family badger.
See, I used
Sorry,
to like
respect
that.
your head off the table. Sorry, Jeff. Go
I
ahead.
used to like that one says, "This is your birthday song. It won't be very long." Until I heard fucking Kent Hovind doing it. Then I was just
Oh my
like,
god.
that ruined
Oh,
that for me.
no.
Altogether. I was like, fuck.
What did he put like God in it or something? What did he do? Never mind. No, don't tell me.
No,
Sometimes
you
I
just
don't
sung
know.
it. That's it. And it's
I
just
kind of
like,
want to
yeah.
go see that now because
No, you
I'm
don't.
curious.
All it is, it goes, "This is your birthday song. It won't be very long," and then you end it there.
Actually, that was reminding me of one of my favorite jokes. Knock knock.
Who's there?
There.
Interrupting physicist.
Interrupting the
Mute
I knew it was coming. I didn't say anything. No, we used to do that when we were kids, but it was interrupting banana, I think, or something stupid. It was like a fruit.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know what it was. Yeah.
Or orange because there's that whole knock knock who's there orange and like you keep going on.
That's it. Interrupting orange. I think that was it. Or maybe it was
What's an-
grapes.
What does an
Anyway.
interrupting orange do?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange! Sorry, I was like I was distracted by kitten. He was trying to climb my leg.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Just the cat claws distracted you. Whatever, Sarah.
And they did. It's all her fault. She's lucky she's cute.
The day after I had my surgery, Lissy, my best friend in Australia, her kids sat around and told me knock knock jokes for like 20 minutes. It was adorable.
Aww.
Were they different knock-knock jokes?
Yeah, they were different.
The problem with knock-knock jokes is you've got to actually pay attention to repeat back what they say.
Yeah, I know. And one
Oh, I'm
of her
sorry,
kids
what were you
is
saying?
tied,
Crap.
so I can't always understand what he's
Okay.
saying. So, but I
Knock-
tried. It was adorable either way.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Deja.
Who's there?
Danger who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Deja.
Deja who?
Yeah. You get it now or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you said danger.
Yeah, I thought you
Yeah.
said
And then I was
danger
like,
as well.
oh, Deja.
My favorite one is knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Boo hoo.
Who?
Don't cry.
Why are you crying?
Why
Yeah.
are you crying? It's not that bad.
I mean, the oldest joke in the UK is a knock knock, as in the one that I remember. Do you know what? There's a fucking question about this, and it better not be today. I'm just gonna look.
Trouble is, knock-knock jokes don't tend to work with me.
Why?
Because people they come around to the borough and it goes knock knock, fuck off.
Oh yeah. That happens a lot.
I usually act like
And
I'm
badger
not home when
burrows.
people knock on my door. So
I
Right.
have one of those front door cameras, so I can ignore everybody that comes.
Yeah, the people don't go away.
Knock, knock.
So
Who's
that's
there?
Annoying.
Robin.
Robin who?
Robin you now hand over the cash.
That's a good one.
That's very right in your accent. Right, next
Oh,
question.
my goodness. Right.
moving on.
Question 658. Would you rather only be able to have sex in cars or only able to have sex in the shower? Nowhere
Oh.
else.
Fucking shower. Shower. That's a no-brainer.
Yep. At least it's clean sex.
Yeah.
What? You can do a lot more in a car.
Cars are uncomfortable. You
How
can
small
end up
is
with
your
a-
shower, Dave?
You can
Depends
end
on
up
the
with
car.
you can end up with a gear stick like stuck in you.
Yes? That's half the fun.
There's
You
a
can
porno
use
of
the
that.
back
Moving on.
Not with the shape of my gear stick. It's not.
Use the back seat.
Exactly,
What if it
depending
doesn't
on
have
what
a
kind of
backseat?
car. Or
This
if you
is-
have a truck, bonus.
This is
Technically, it's fine for me because I drive a camper van.
This is why I think the shower is better, because you have a smaller space, but you've got a chance to get more creative in that tiny space.
Lone Wanderer says shower. Mathpig says I'd buy a huge shower. Jones says shower way more comfortable.
I think what he's saying, Manda, is Math Pig's going to put a shower in his car.
So funny story.
Right. Shower time.
Come on.
Story time, yay!
I want to know why I just received a picture at the same time.
Just look at it. That's
Wait,
why I would pick shower.
Oh, I see. Very
So-
nice.
A couple months ago, one of my son's friends texted me and he tells me he lost his virginity. Fine, okay, because his friend, Angel's friends all talk to me about anything. He's like, but I did it in kind of an illegal way. And I was like, oh, Jesus, please tell me you didn't fuck some like super underage girl. Like, I'm freaking out about this. But then it turns out he lost his virginity in a fucking Prius in one of the parking garages in town. So, but that was the story. And
How's that illegal?
because it's sex in public technically. So
Yeah, that's totally illegal. That's why it's fun.
I remember having sex in a car at the drive-in theater during Scream 4. I still haven't seen the rest of that movie, but
Do you need to though?
No.
I wonder how it ended.
Trouble I can
There
see
was
with
two
the car-
screams and a grunt. That's how it ended. Oh, the movie. Never mind. I'm sorry.
The trouble I can see with the car is yeah, I can see that there's also the temptation to like switch the old bit of music on in there to get you in the mood or whatever. But the trouble is, when you get in halfway through it, it'll get interrupted for the fucking traffic report. You just know it.
Yep.
That's why you either
telling you
listen
about
to
congestion
CDs,
on the
first
you
A13.
listen to something on your phone, or you have Sirius. You don't listen to the fucking
we have,
radio because the commercials suck.
We have huge tailbacks on the M3 today. Apparently, there appears to be a car parked on there, and it seems to be moving about rather slowly. We don't quite know what's happening.
The car is rocking back and forth as if
Yes.
there is an animal trapped in the boot.
Right. Can someone explain something to me that I've never understood?
Go.
This is how terrible a man I am. Right? What the fuck is it with cars that bounce?
Oh, I don't know.
Lowrider kind of things.
Yeah,
Is that what it's
the
called? A
lowriders-
lowrider?
No, that's just when it's lowered, but it's the
No,
hydraulics.
but
Yeah.
the lowriders
They have
with
hydraulics.
the hydraulics. Thank you.
Right, what the fuck is the point of that?
Don't know. It's a flexing thing. It's the thing. Okay, so my boyfriend in high school, he installed car audio systems. So it was like people would come. And this was back in the day when you put like CD players in cars and shit. And so people would come in and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on these huge systems that would make so much noise. It's all about fucking flexing. Like they would put systems in cars that were worth way more than the car itself. And the same.
Oh yeah, I
goes to
hate when people do that because they'll like try to put it on their insurance and like, oh yeah, the car's like a $200 Honda Accord, and it's like, oh yeah, can I like get my $5,000 stereo system covered? It's like, no, you did not tell us about the stereo system when you set this up. We did not know.
Yeah, and
that we had a stereo
$3,000
system.
rims. Right.
Oh my god!
$3,000 rims. Yeah.
So we finally did ask a customer about the fucking rims. Like, people have like a shitty car and they'll have like really nice rims on it. So this guy said basically you can only afford one thing at a time. The cheapest thing, or excuse me, the most expensive thing is the rims. So you buy the rims first, so you'll get those out of the way, and then slowly buy parts for the car.
Doesn't make
But you never
sense.
see
No,
them
it
with
doesn't make
anything
any
but the
sense at
rims.
all.
I don't even have rims.
It doesn't
Low-
make any sense at all. But we finally asked a guy about it.
Wagon
'Cause we were
wheels?
like,
There you go.
One of the hubcaps fell off, so we just took the rest off.
Yeah,
Dave.
seems like the way. What?
Math Pig answered it for you.
I know, I was about
In the
to. I
chat.
said, well, Lone Wanderer said the suspension is fucked. Mathpig said, oh, you mean airbag suspension? It gives them over here the ability to slam to the ground but then rise it to drive. It's all about penis size.
yes, it is. It's all about penis
That's
size.
exactly
it's like,
what
nice
I was
car.
gonna say.
Sorry about your
What?
penis.
Why do you have it on your car, Mathpig?
He said airbags, not hydraulics. Hydraulics is definitely a compensation issue.
Wait, what were you calling your hard airbag?
Maybe there's very bad speed bumps in Northern Ireland, Dave. You know.
Craters.
Is that nice car? Sorry about your penis.
Yes, that's car. Sorry about your penis.
I'm gonna start saying that now.
The amount
Yeah,
of times I have to mute myself at work to say that shit is just ridiculous.
I bet. We had this rep that used to come in from Pepsi to like order stuff for our store. I was a retail store manager. This was years ago, and he was this little short blonde dude. He was like 5'0", 4'11". He was really short, and he was like built, like he went to the gym and stuff. Good looking guy. And he pulled up one day on his day off, and he had this big jacked up Ford truck, and he had to like crawl up in it because he was so tiny. And I was like, okay, confirmed, small dick. Like as soon as I saw the truck, I
That
knew
or
that's
just had a complete
like chrome
Napoleon complex.
everywhere, a big bull bar, and the guy behind it's like this. So short.
Again, nice
he had a
car.
lifted
Sorry
stink.
about your penis.
Right,
There's
same thing.
so many of them around here. The fucking huge ass trucks with the tires that are like twice the size that they should be. That have
Swampers.
are never going to touch any kind of like mud or anything. They just do it.
Oh
'cause
my
it's-
god, I hate that so much because I live
They're
in
never
the
going
middle
to
of
touch
the
any kind
country.
of labia either.
No, they're not.
You're not a
And then
fan
they
of
get pissed.
no one here's
Sorry.
a fan of monster trucks then.
No.
Oh, I don't mind a monster
But
truck,
that-
but I'm not.
But
It's a
that's
different
more like
thing.
a
Put that
hobby.
shit on the road.
thing.
I like
Yeah.
watching monster trucks because that's fun. Destruction, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's
but
the thing I'm
guys
for.
that have this huge ass truck that you need a ladder to get into, that have like the big ass wheels that's bigger than like a human being, they have tiny dicks. That's all I'm saying. I've dated a few of them. They have tiny fucking dicks.
So ideally, then you'd be
Sorry, you dated
a
them.
monster truck
I
event.
dated a few of them. Yes.
A monster truck event where they drive over lowriders. You're gonna be cool with.
To be honest, a monster truck event where they drive over pretty much anything.
Exactly. I don't care what it is. It's fun.
I want to see them bounce.
See, the thing is, I don't think all of them do.
Dave likes
have
bouncing.
just- I don't think all of them do have small penises.
Not all of them do.
No. The point I'm
Wait.
getting
Are you
here
about to
is-
say? Are you about to admit something, Badger?
No. What I'm going to say is, I think the ones who use the having the large truck as like a status thing, almost invariably do. Whereas the ones who just use it because it's a hobby that they like and they don't really give a shit what other people think about it, are probably more in the standard curve of penis size.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because it's an
Okay, I can go with that.
it's an insecurity thing for the people who use it as a status thing. They're just like, oh look at my fucking rims, mate.
They think that it will impress their friends and that it'll get them a girl. The ones that I did date, I didn't date them because of that. I dated them because of other nerdy stuff that I had common with them. Like, I didn't be like, oh, your truck is so big, baby.
How extensively have you tested this theory?
5 times. That's a good
He
sign.
does live in Georgia, so
Yeah, it's quite a few times, obviously.
Right.
And
Mathpig
every
says.
time they were all. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Mathpig says we should ask his brother how low his Clio was.
Don't they
did
like
everybody answer
scrape
this
on?
question?
Don't they
What?
Do
like
we
scrape
remember
on
what the
speed
question
bumps,
was?
The question was:
I
is
don't even
would
know what the
you
question was anymore.
I
rather
remember the question. I'm just saying. Does everybody else? Did everybody?
The
Sera-
shower versus car.
Seraphim
Yeah.
hasn't.
Yeah.
I've done both. I'm trying to figure out which one I liked better. I'm gonna have to go with car because the shower, like, you get all wrinkly, and most guys aren't very good at focusing when there's water on them. So I'm gonna go with car.
Okay, does the shower have to be on?
That was my other thing. Like, does the shower have to be on?
That's
or
not
can
a
it be off?
requirement. He didn't say a shower with
the shower
running
does
water.
not
He
have
just
to be
said
on.
a
Okay, then I'm gonna go with
shower.
shower. Then that's
You
better.
can just be in the shower, but you don't actually have to turn the shower on, and then you can turn it on afterwards and have a nice, warm, watery cuddle.
Yeah,
Yes.
in that case, I'm gonna go with shower. I thought the shower had to be on the entire time, in which case, no.
No. In the same way, the car doesn't have to be on the entire time.
Makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go with shower.
Yeah, even having a camper van with beds in, I'm going with shower, just because privacy.
How many of you have actually had sex stood up?
Have had sex what?
Stood up.
Oh,
Standing up. Yeah.
I have, but that's because I had like a really big dude that could lift me, and it was nice. And I haven't been able to find another one. It makes me sad.
Admittedly,
Wow, that was
sex
a little
in a
TMI.
normal size shower kind
Oh,
of
I'll shut
sucks,
up then, I'm
because
sorry.
There really isn't that much room. But like the shower I sent you, it's got a fucking bench in it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, having a bench in is
Two
cheating.
shower heads.
It's cheating.
Huge. So.
I was gonna say it's all about the benches and the handles.
You
You
might
gotta
be
have
choosing
those. If
in
you have
your
those, my
relationship.
God, you can have all kinds of fun.
Yeah, we are referring to a normal travel lodge style over the bath shower.
Oh, then fuck that. I'll
Oh.
take the car.
Car,
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, car.
gotta have room.
Always have the back seat.
Badger.
No, I'm still going with the privacy of the shower. I don't like doing my
You know
business
that
in
you
public.
know that your
Well, now we know.
Yes.
Now we know where Badger. Never mind. Go ahead, Dave. Never
You know
mind.
your camper van has curtains.
No, it doesn't.
Why does it not have curtains?
Oh wait, no, it kind of has blinds, but they're not very good.
Why have you not
better
fitted
blinds.
curtains?
Because
I don't understand why that's a problem.
Because
He doesn't
I'm
like
not one of
dogging.
these exhibitionist types.
Which is why you want curtains.
I don't even like people to look at me when I'm not having sex.
Mathpig says,
Touché.
sex in the bath causes waves.
Yeah.
Gets
Joan
a little
says-
splashy.
Joan says, I know having sex standing is not easy, but I like the shower on. Right. Well, I'm attached to my thing. Right. Next question. Question 659. Do you think non-disclosure agreements should be banned from all workplaces? Bad-tempered Dave.
No, but
Go on.
I think they should be much less prevalent than they are, and I think that for many employers, they just shouldn't do them. I don't know how you could actually enforce that, and I don't think that there's really an ethical way to enforce that. But I think that they are overused by employers,
Well, the ethical way to do it is to ban them.
and because then you can't have them when they're actually needed.
Yeah.
When are they needed?
When the business is murdering people.
The point is the business shouldn't be
Or
murdering
if
people.
it's the U.S. government. Whatever, same thing.
Well,
No, they're actually needed in certain things like the intricate details of some copyrighted process or something. Oh, what the fuck am I talking about? I don't know shit about this. Someone else. Someone who knows.
You
things
don't
say
know
stuff.
shit about this. I'm fairly certain I got this question from one of your billboards.
Yeah, I put a lot of those. I put it up because I don't know about the topic, but I want to present a contentious opinion on it, so people will comment.
So what's your contentious opinion on it? If that's you've offered quite a reasonable opinion so far.
Yeah, fuck it, ban them. See what other people say.
Manda.
Okay, so I think honestly they're overused, but I think that there, like Badger said, there are instances where it's necessary. I think it should be up to the person signing it if they should. Like, it should be their decision to sign it or not. It shouldn't be forced upon them. It shouldn't be like, you sign this NDA or you're not getting severance or whatever the fuck. If you decide, that okay, I'm going to respect this person's private life or whatever and not bring it up, then yes, it can happen. But in terms of, like B said, with government and stuff, that shit shouldn't fly, especially when you're talking about corruption and things behind the scenes, and then being forced to sign an NDA so that you can't get in front of Congress and say shit that is happening in our country right now. That's bullshit.
So do you think that the NDA should be specific then?
Yes, that too. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be a blanket NDA. It should be, this is something that cannot be talked about specifically, and it should be up to that person signing it whether they should.
I have an example of a bullshit one. I worked at Amazon, and we worked in the warehouse, loading trucks, blah, 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 blah. Well, they made us sign an agreement that we would not take any pictures, discuss anything in there, and I was like, okay, well, they don't want their competition knowing. And then they would put out videos of filming the entire place, and I'm like, the fuck? It's exactly where I work. You're
They want
showing
to
almost
frame it in a
everything.
certain light. That's why, because they know,
Right, which means it's
especially
fucking
with
stupid.
Amazon, the way you guys are treated is fucked. But when they have videos like they did a few months ago where people are like, ooh, when I'm putting packages together, I like to dance and shit like that, it makes it look like it's a great workplace.
Yeah, that shit doesn't happen.
If they show all the shiny, fun version of the process, it gets other people to pay them. Whereas if you show Dave pissing in the packaging machine, then that doesn't present it so well.
Which Dave are you
Wait a minute,
implicating
which
here?
Dave?
Question here.
It
Well,
doesn't
Jeff?
matter. It's just Dave.
Serious question.
Himself.
Jeff?
Yes.
Jeff, what are you saying?
Serious question here. So you work in a warehouse. We want to assume then that you're handling like items with addresses on, i.e., which are like personal details.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's probably why you're not allowed to take pictures or anything in there.
I think it's more.
Well, yeah, but there's
And,
people that never see that part of it. That's the
No.
very end of the process. The last
Yeah,
thing they do
that
is
is
put labels on.
Yep, true.
And there's people on the other side of the warehouse that don't even walk over. And believe me, these warehouses are fucking huge.
You're actually
They
in the
don't even
packaging.
go to that section. You have to like walk in the door and go clock in at your section immediately and say that you're there, and then say you're leaving for lunch and say you're back. So they keep track of where everybody is, and there's people
Yeah.
that never even come downstairs. All they do is pick all day, and they have to
I mean,
sign
you're
the same
right.
agreement.
Yeah,
They have
there-
no
there is-
clue
there
what
is-
it's for.
Hold on.
Making someone sign to say that you are not going to break anyone's privacy.
Now, I had
Is-
to sign something when I started the job I worked at. There's
Right.
there's two parts to this. I mean, most people associate it with the military in this country. But I had to sign something called the Official Secrets Act when I started my job. Which means, that's
How many times?
Oh, I think several times. I think.
I don't know
can't
why they
remember.
make. When I went for the Inland Revenue, they made me do the same. Just over and over again. Just sign it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something I had. That was certainly something I had to sign when I started there. And for that very reason. In that, I mean, that's an ultimate in a non-disclosure agreement, really, because and it's a very good reason it's in place. Now, do I think necessarily every employer should be have NDAs? Not necessarily, but there's certainly situations where it has to be kept in house.
Well, how far were you? When did you come back? Because we've said that whether or not there should be specific, whether or not an NDA should have specific details of what you're not allowed to share,
I missed that bit.
So
rather than generic. Go on. Sorry.
when I worked, it was long enough ago. I don't remember actually signing NDAs, but there were parts of working for NASA where they would be like, "We don't really talk about this," that kind of thing. It was strongly suggested.
It's aliens, isn't it?
not to-
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we know about the flat Earth and the moon landing papers. Mans are all right. You don't have to be fucking quiet about it anymore.
My work has us sign one every single year. They renew it.
Sorry,
Go
man,
on.
that you walked into that one.
Go on, Amanda.
I'm just saying that it was, it was. I mean, I didn't have access to a ton of this shit because, like I said, I worked in the education program, not the shuttle program, but still there were things that our bosses would tell us. Okay, well, we're not discussing this outside of these four walls. So, but we might have signed some NDAs, but it was so long ago, I don't honestly remember. That's government, though. So.
The problem is, the problem I have with excluding government is that there isn't really a meaningful distinction between government and business when you look at different countries. It's the problem you've got here. I got into an argument with someone, it might even have been Badger, as to whether or not you it might about how you treat civil servants in certain conditions, and the
Slap
fact
them.
that would you class nurses in the UK as civil servants? Now, in the rest
Is
of
that
the
a
world,
question that you
no,
want an answer to?
it was
I
rhetorical.
hadn't thought of that.
Right, so the point is, what you class as government employee, or what you class as is not really a meaningful decision, because it depends on what your government decides it's going to do. The distinction now between Boeing and NASA is mostly irrelevant, given how integrated they are in so many things. I don't know, but I don't think.
No,
Go Go on.
I think when I understand that, but I think what I meant was in terms of politics and policy. You know, when it comes to science and stuff like that, that's a little different. That's, you know, it could be dangerous to share that shit, and you
entirely.
don't want the competition finding stuff out. I mean, that's why we were and like I said, it was so long ago. The stuff that I was told not to talk about anyway is probably irrelevant at this point, but still, it was, you know, this stays here because, you know, we're working on this and trying to make it better, and we don't need people taking the shit from us. So
well, I still believe there's different levels of NDAs, because there you have the basic, oh, you work here, like at my job, don't reveal patient's information, you know. That's absolutely. And then you have the level of, this is top secret shit. It's a, there's, I think that's too much of a, well, I'm going to use your term, Amanda. It's too much of a blanket term, because it varies with every single job. I mean, I've had some that say, don't disclose information, some that say, don't disclose information, don't take pictures, don't do videos, some, you know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah.
That's tough. I mean, you'd have to pick apart the different industries and really, you know, I was a truck driver, and they made us agree not to, like, reveal what's in our truck, but we didn't want to do that anyways, because you get your ass fucking hijacked. But you know, it's so there's different levels of it.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Nerdy says, I like how nobody is saying they had to sign an NDA in order to be on Critical Questions. Of course they can't, because they had to sign it.
What part of the NDA is not admitting to the NDA, so you know.
Reveal that I literally don't have a body. Shit. I meant to say that on stream.
Tricky. See, I didn't break the NDA.
By the way, realizing what number question we're on, I'm calling a space for tomorrow.
Are you?
Me too. Yeah. Me too.
I have a strict number of questions to do today.
Me too.
Although, or you could just save it for my stream, you know.
No, I've got other things planned for that.
No.
Now, Amanda.
I know where we're
I
getting.
will at least be in the audience since I'm off tomorrow morning.
You're off?
Yes.
You can.
I thought we were all off every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
By the way, Dave, my video about the Toblerone thing that's not covered under the NDA.
No. No.
I'll tell you what, that question better be fucking good when we get to it, Dave.
You have a high expectation.
Like, he's gonna worry about it all night tonight. He's gonna look and
it'll be such a fucking anticlimax when it gets here.
You have no
so
idea.
So it will be the Antichrist, it'll be the anticlimax?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Same difference.
Is that Daisy?
Still not very exciting.
Oh, she sounds better.
My speakers aren't on. She can't hear.
Dogs have pretty good hearing. She might hear it in your ears.
She can't. Right. Music Collector says, question. How do you get a job after being on Dave?
It's not very easy.
That's part of the non-disclosure agreement, so we can't tell you.
Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. My bad.
You mean this or the TV channel?
That's what I was wondering.
That's why Badger finds Badger.
Right.
Yeah, we could tell you, Music Collector, we could tell you, but we'd have to kill you.
That too, yeah.
Moving on!
Drink.
Right.
Question 660. What song/album is your guilty pleasure?
You can answer that for me, Dave, since you pick on me about it all the time.
Joy?
Wait a minute, is that like what kind of guilty pleasure? Like, you love it, but everybody else hates it, you don't want anybody to know?
Yeah, that's
Or is it like... Okay, so you're not talking about, like, sexual pleasure thing. Okay, alright, I just wanted to... Moving on.
Something you like, you know you shouldn't like it.
I'll go with S Club 7 Reach.
Oh, well, I don't have to feel.
What is that?
I don't have to feel so bad about. I don't have to feel so fucking bad about saying "Let's Get Rocked" by Def Leppard now. So that's good.
I reckon Mandus is going to be How You Remind Me.
Oh. Well, I was gonna say Hamilton, but I'm proud of it. It's a fucking great album. So
Well, then you can't have that.
Yeah, come back to me on that. I'll think about it.
Mathpig said Backstreet Boys are back. Oh, that's not bad. I'm thinking.
That's terrible.
All the Blink 182, all the small things I quite like. Go on.
Can we riot on that street?
Say again?
Can we please riot on that street?
Yeah.
Back street?
Backstreet.
Please. Just
So why
burn it down.
Why did somebody put Pink Floyd up in the chat and then retract the message?
Then you retracted it, yeah.
Listen, any Pink Floyd album.
I saw that was Pink Floyd as well. And I don't even know why that's such a bad thing compared to what some other
Pink Floyd? I think it this kind of depends on your cultural reference, what you consider to be something you enjoy but should feel guilty about.
Very much so. I totally agree.
If you kind of grew up like as a punk rocker and you're really enjoying, I don't know, what do punk rockers not like?
S Club 7.
No.
Yeah, S Club 7. Let's do S Club 7.
Ballet, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Santi
I
said,
like all my music.
What?
I can't think of anything.
No, the question is,
I
of
like
course
all
you
my
like
music.
it. The point is that
But
what
I mean, I'm not embarrassed by it, except for maybe some of the Broadway shit I listen to. But I love the Frank Sinatra Guys and Dolls album. So
we got here.
I don't know.
Nobody says thingy. Santi says Limp Bizkit break stuff. Sammy says Peter.
I used to love that song.
Where do you go, my lovely? I
was
do like
angry in
that.
my
I
20s.
used to play that song when I was having a bad day.
Which one?
Because then
Me too.
Limp Bizkit one.
Yeah, break stuff.
My dad could not get over the name of the band.
I knew a lot.
That says a lot about his schooling.
I used to know a lot.
He was just there with the fucking biscuit, just like a rich tea. He would picture like a rich tea that you don't.
You
for
and
too
your
long.
fucking biscuits. No. You know what I got in trouble for when I was like 17? I got a Cherry Poppin' Daddy CD for Christmas, and my brother had a fucking fit about it. He's like, "Oh my god, that's so disgusting! How could you do that?" Like, I didn't even think about it. Like the name of the band never really, it never crossed my mind that that's what it meant. I never thought of it that way, and I was like, "So fucking what?" So, man.
Yeah.
Jones says 6345798 by Wilson Pickett. Never heard that.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
No, I don't think so. Oh, I may have done, but I don't remember. Nerdy says, I guess When I Fall in Love, Doris Day version. Sammy says, or Elvis Wooden Heart.
Oh, I got it. I know it.
Go on.
Okay. Our tradition for Christmas every year, what we do is as soon as all the presents are set up and everything, and I have special wrapping paper that I put his stuff in every year, so he can't see it beforehand. So he has to wait until everything's set up, and then I put on the Beach Boys Christmas album, and he comes down the stairs to it. So
does he have a lovely dress on?
It's fucking awesome, but that is my Christmas album, the Beach Boys fucking Christmas album.
See, I think I've got.
That's a great
I
tradition.
think I've got a worse one. I think I've got Twisted Sister's Christmas album, which I think is probably worse.
Probably.
I really like the Pogues Fairy Tale in New York, and that seems to be one to love to
I
hate
like
me.
that song.
record.
That's my favorite Christmas song.
I'm the only person in the world that I think that doesn't like that record.
No, you're not. I'm surrounded by people that hate it.
Are you kidding me?
I'm surrounded by
thought it was
people that have never heard of it.
It-
I love it.
I can put it this way. I know it's a good record, but it's like a lot of Christmas records. Every year, they're all played to the point
Yes.
where I don't want to hear any of the Christmas
Agreed.
songs again.
Yes.
I can't listen. So when I was in high school, all 4 years, we did a huge Christmas show every year. So we would start in September, like the first day of end of August, the first day of school for chorus. We would start singing the Christmas songs all the way up into the middle of December. And we would do this huge, because we would do the same thing that Radio City Music Hall would do. Like, I was a Rockette. We had ballroom dancers and all this shit. I came from a small school, but so it was Christmas music for months and months for all of my high school. So I just can't fucking deal with Christmas music anymore. Like, I can't, I have the Beach Boys that we listen to in the morning, but I cannot fucking listen to it anymore.
I would tell you my favourite Christmas song, but Music Collector will take the piss out of me. So
I can't stand most Christmas music.
I'm waiting, Dave.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Dave, we are talking guilty pleasures here.
Math Pig says Garth Brooks ain't going down till the sun comes up.
I know that song.
Sammy
It's a good
says
song.
Garth Brooks is guilty pleasure. Music Collector says I have one, but I'm not saying. Richard says
Why
anything
even
but.
say that? Just keep it to yourself.
I don't know, but now that I've read that, I
Exactly.
feel a lot happier about not telling him mine. Richard says anything by Tina Turner.
Why is that? Why is that bad?
Ugh.
Tina Turner, because she went out of fashion.
Yeah.
She went out of fashion.
Nerdy says, does your biscuit go limp when you put gravy on it?
I also remember when I was quite young.
Now you
When I
have
was-
no excuse. Music Collector actually
When I
admitted
was-
theirs,
when I-
so now you have to admit yours, Dave.
When I was quite young, I used to know a lot of people used to go on like a metal club that used to be in Southampton, who just love Limp Bizkit, and I think it's me and a couple of other friends just wanted to actually we made it a mission to show them some real fucking metal. I'm pretty damn sure. I'm hoping that just in some small way we hurt Limp Bizkit's record sales.
How are you going to buy biscuits?
Music Collector said, right, here you go, Adele.
How the fuck did Rolling ever get to number
See,
one in the UK?
Music Collector admitted theirs. Now you have to admit yours, Dave.
Yep.
I forgot what it's called.
That's how it works.
That's no
Oh,
excuse. You have to think of it now.
Wes
Dave,
says,
it doesn't say. It doesn't
you know
say anything in the NDA that we can't hold you accountable to answer questions here.
of course you can hold me
Exactly.
accountable. I can't tell you what I don't know. Wes says, right, said Fred, I'm too sexy, and Aqua Barbie. Do you know what? I really like Aqua Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones, calling
Okay,
Dr.
you know what
Jones.
song I still listen to that's on my fucking playlist?
What?
That Snow song. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The white
What's
rapper
it
from the
called?
90s?
Oh, what's it go? Informer, that song.
Yes.
Is that the one?
Yes.
Oh, that goes back to that earlier question. If that had been a TV theme, because that song used to stick in my head for ages and it was annoying as hell.
But
Oh,
you
shit,
don't
now I
know
have
the
that song in my
lyrics. Nobody knows the lyrics
No.
because it's just fucking
I know
gibberish.
Informer, that's about it.
All right.
Wait, Dave, did you ever say it?
I've said half a dozen different ones.
No, but you said that there was a specific song that you were embarrassed
I said
by,
there's a
and you
Christmas
knew the
one.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what is it?
I can't remember.
Bullshit. I call bullshit on that.
What's
You
it
know
called?
exactly
It's got Kim Wilde in it and Mel Smith.
Oh, Rocking Around a Christmas Tree.
Rocking around the
Cover of
Christmas
that.
tree. Yeah.
Oh no.
Better than
No.
that one about kissing Santa Claus. That's just fucking weird.
Oh, there's a better.
Another
there's-
rocking around the Christmas tree song.
there's a-
It's
There's
just
a fa-
stupid. It's weird and stupid.
Yeah.
No,
it is.
I used
It's from Home Alone. That's all I remember it from.
No, they played it in Home Alone, but
Yes, that's what I
came out
remember
before
from
that.
though. I know it came out before them, but
Yeah,
that's
you're-
like the only time I remember hearing it because I
Oh,
block
yeah.
out all the others because fuck it.
I was going to say one you just mentioned, Manda. There's alternative lyrics to that song by Aussie called Kevin Bloody Wilson, which is a lot more entertaining.
Okay. I will
Oh,
look
I
that up
saw
then.
mommy sucking sand.
I was really
Right.
disturbed when I got online to discover the number of songs that I'd grown up, my teenage years with, that were perfectly innocent songs, to discover that the original lyrics were not. But they changed the lyrics to release it. Things like "Don't marry her, have me."
Yeah.
Because that's "Don't marry her, fuck me."
That was a
The best part about it that is
who was
now.
it they covered? Who was it? Beautiful South covered. I forget who did the original of that.
Don't know. I thought that was beautiful. I thought it was.
No, it's a cover song. That was. I've got a feeling it's the Mamas and the Puffers, but I'm not 100% on that.
It could
I
be
love the
worse,
Mamas
Dave.
and
It could have been
Papas.
Kids Bop.
Yes, Manda.
Oh,
Yes.
speaking of the Mamas and the Papas, Wilson fucking Phillips. I used to listen to that when it came out. My mother and I would listen to it together. So that's some cringy shit.
It's definitely
That is cringe.
it's
Yeah.
it's definitely some younger girl bonding music. Yes. Exactly what it
She used
is.
to drive me to school, and I would sit in the car with the CD in and keep like pressing rewind until she came in. So the song that big song that they played would come on as soon as she got in the car. We would like belt it out on our way out. And my father would play the Aladdin soundtrack on the way home from gymnastics every day, and we would sing that together. So a lot of sing-alongs in my family. A decent memory of my horrible father, I know.
But you're only doing it to keep you to stop you talking.
Probably.
Don't let that one go.
Yeah.
I had a memory of my father, and turned out later that I was so small I misremembered, and it wasn't my father; it was my oldest sister. So that one's gone. But anyways, found that out at like 35, ruined it.
You know what the worst thing is? It just occurred to me. Let me read this last one, then I'll tell you this, and then we can go on to the next question. Wes says
Well, you
Vanilla
didn't let
Ice.
me answer yet, but okay.
Oh,
Dave.
go on. No, what's your answer? I thought you'd answered it repeatedly.
Nope.
You've just argued. What's your answer?
I never answered.
No.
I agreed a lot. Yes, that sucks. Okay, so if I'm having a shitty day, or I'm like stressed out shitty day, I feel tense, I listen to Andrea Bocelli and just his Italian music.
I
'Cause I
can
fucking
show
love
you my
him. He's
playlist
amazing.
filled with Andrea Bocelli. Oh my god. Especially non.
Now the other person,
What is it? Non te party row. Yes, that one.
I
That's my
don't
favorite.
know. I'm Italian. I don't speak it. No, anyways,
It
but
means
yeah, I
you
love
I
him.
leave.
Anything he does, I love. But specifically his original Italian, with the Italian lyrics.
Yeah.
The other thing is, Billie Holiday. I love Billie
Oh
Holiday.
my god.
She was amazing. She
It's-
was fucking
That is
amazing.
not a guilty pleasure at all. That is, she is objectively brilliant.
Is it
Yes,
bad to point
thank
out
you, Jeff.
that I didn't know that Billie Holiday was a girl?
No, a lot of people
I
don't
don't
know,
even know who
because
that
when
is.
she was famous, it was mostly a bunch of guys. She was one of the few. That's why she was called the what was it, Lady of the Day or something. I don't remember, something
Lady
like that.
Day.
But
Yeah.
thank you. She was called that because it was just a bunch of guys, and it was actually just a nickname. That's not her real name. It's like Eleanor or something. So that was just
Seraphim.
her stage name. But yeah, no, she was amazing.
Still not guilty. Seraphim, did you answer?
I have not. Mine is Lips of an Angel by Hinder. I love his voice so much.
That is actually a really good song. I like that.
He got so much
Also
hate, though,
not a
because
guilty.
No,
yeah,
it's
they
just-
were compared to Nickelback, so a lot of people in my area hated them.
That is a dirty fucking word, Sarah. What the fuck?
Manda, Nickelback.
Tin front.
Badger,
Tin front.
Badger, did you answer?
No.
Go on.
Right. So, one of, if not my absolute favorite song, is a song which is a remix of. It's like a song that is a remix of Team Fortress 2 voiced files, and then backing music by one of my favorite musicians called the Heavy's Pizza Song. I don't feel at all guilty about this, so it's not my actual answer. I just wanted to get you all to listen to that because it's awesome. My actual answer is there is a song called Gucci Gucci by some weird rap woman called Cray Sean.
Some weird rap woman. What the fuck?
like cray
everything.
cray. I'm cray cray.
All
Oh,
the
stop
elements,
me.
all the elements of this song are objectively terrible, but somehow when they're all put together, I enjoy it.
Oh shit! You just reminded me of a song. There's a band called Erotic, and they have a song called "Fritz Love My Tits." It is horrific, but it's funny as all hell.
Now I'm thinking about all the Madonna I listened to as a kid. Ugh. God.
See, I quite like Madonna still.
That
Right,
just makes me think of the Ding Dong song by Gunther.
That's one of my
Pretty
favorite
similar.
songs.
Well, I
I
don't know
like
what.
the song. I like the song. It's just that just what Dave said made me think of that song.
See, the
I
one
And I
drove
have it
through
stuck
a
in my
nearby
head.
I drove through a nearby city centre once, blasting that out the windows. It was awesome.
That's great.
Driving through town, just going, "Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding ding dong."
I was seriously hoping someone was going to say Star Trekking.
Star Trek.
Oh, no.
Someone
They're
please
coming
mute
in.
Badger. He's getting a little funky.
But,
Musky.
yeah, so if you listen to that Gucci song by Cray Sean, just there's like a cat that's part of the backing track for some reason, just singing about selling prescription medication to like college students and buying expensive clothes for status. And I'm just there like, everything about this song is terrible, but for some reason I enjoy it.
Well, it definitely fits the thing of guilty pleasure. Right, we need to move on, otherwise we're never going to finish today because we have an actual fixed place to get to today. Unfortunately,
We're having fun. Let's have fun.
yes,
We're
but we've
here
still
for 4
got.
hours.
We have to get through at least 5 more questions.
Amanda, real quick.
5? We've been on like an hour and 20
I
minutes.
know. It's either that or we don't
Amanda, I
do
wanna
3
say-
questions tomorrow.
I want to say really quick. I looked up on Andrea Bocelli to see which album I like the most, and I can't pick one. So move on.
Yeah, it's too hard.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
Oh, we've got the pizza song in the chat, in the back chat.
Yes.
For later.
Right. Moving on. Question 661.
Drink.
Who would you most like to wreak petty vengeance upon, and why? And the point here is it has to be petty.
Petty. Oh, it can't be Ryan Johnson then.
That is petty.
No, my vengeance against Ryan Johnson will not be petty. It will be all destroying.
I'm actually amazed.
Petty as in-
I'm amazed we got like an hour and
It's
20
not a-
minutes in the first. That's the first Star Wars reference. That's got to be a record.
So you're talking about petty, like nothing really important, something really minor and stupid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
I got nothing. I don't seek vengeance on
The person that decided that Americans were going to drive on the wrong side of the road. You know, stuff like that.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I have a story I could tell about that, but I think it'd be better if I told it off stream.
I mean, all the revenge I would want to impart on people in my past and people I don't necessarily know, but we all despise.
Yeah.
Like the president. Anyways, would be, I mean, I just don't care about that little stuff. So, yeah, I don't have anything, Dave. Sorry.
I'll go with Motorhead. No, not Motorhead. Shit. I meant Metallica.
Okay. Again, I ask why.
Napster.
Back on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Napster.
but that's not petty to me.
That's not petty to you. It's pretty
No.
petty. I don't have a personal stake in it. I objected at the time.
I think we've had this conversation before, and I mean, I think we all agreed the way they fucking went about that was awful.
I mean, I could go with Pizza Hut for not continuing to do the Sicilian bass. I really like
I
that.
love that one.
Yeah, so did I. Really nice bass. Or I could go with McDonald's for not doing the rib more often.
Fuck McDonald's.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh, I like the
Oh.
McRib. Oh,
I'm so sorry.
I'd kill
you
for the
should have
McRib.
listed that under your
What is-
guilty pleasure.
that McDonald's, that
That was
that
good
Simpsons
for music.
episode, that Simpsons episode where the where Krusty does the limited edition thing, and they all go. That's me. I'm so there with the McRib.
Oh, the problem I'm having with
What
this
you got?
is
What
all
you
the
going to
things.
fit in every 50th one?
Yeah.
That's what
okay.
you're on about.
Yeah.
The problem I'm having with this is all the things I can think of are not petty to me. They're like
Right.
they're deep emotional scars.
There must be something like whomever decided letterboxes were the size they were.
Like, I was gonna say Firefly being cancelled, but I realised that I can't because that's like a deep thing.
I
That
don't have
hurt me.
I don't necessarily have an issue with letterboxes being the size they are. It's sometimes the positions they're in I have issues with.
What are the people that put letterboxes on the floor?
Yes,
Those the
Yeah,
ones you're talking
that's
about.
silly.
they're not
I need
even
to go
supposed
stand mine up,
to do that
actually, now
anymore.
that I think about it. It was windy.
And I bet
last
you,
night.
and it's even worse. I've seen letterboxes that are on the floor that are forward facing, that are pull forward flap ones as well.
Yes.
So not only can't just reach down and put the stuff in, you've got to do it with two fucking hands.
Hmm.
Okay,
And
I've really
then-
felt for Jeff in a way I never have before. I've never really thought about it.
And then when they got,
Poor Jeff.
and then when they got some fucking mongrel, evil fucking dog behind there as well.
Oh, you
So
know it's a
my
chihuahua
roommate-
that can get half its head out.
My roommate refuses to put concrete around her letterbox so it blows in the wind. So every couple days I have to go to the yard, pick it up, put it back, put the bricks around it because she doesn't want to affect the environment by putting it there permanently. And it's a fucking pain in the ass.
Then she needs a bigger stick. Tell her she needs to get laid and she needs a bigger stick.
She does
Yes.
definitely need to get laid. Oh my god.
All right, I go on.
Go on.
So, to do with post, there are two postcodes around here
What are they?
that are well, there's quite a few of them around here, but there's two that are confused because of street names.
Right.
So, some post from somebody in a different street comes here,
Yes.
or when I say here, I mean the residential address that I used to get post. I actually live in a borough in the woods,
Yeah.
but the residential address that I used to get post, we keep getting post from a different person on a different street,
Yeah.
and they just refuse to correct the postcode with the post office.
No. I mean, you want to, I got something here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Very, very
That
similar.
That might not be anything to do with the code, though, Badger.
No,
No.
it is to do with the code. It's not just the code,
It's how
but
it
it
comes
is to
across.
do with the code.
Right, I'll tell you something that really pisses me off. Since we moved here,
That's an easy thing to sort out as well.
they have
Yeah, we've
built.
been trying to. It doesn't. We've done it. We've been in touch with the post office. It's because the guy keeps putting the wrong postcode on when he signs up for stuff.
It's the guy's fault.
Oh, they do that with mine too. Like my
So
address
technically-
is the exact same address of another city next to mine.
So
just
technically,
the
it's
city's
going.
different.
So technically, for what it sounds like, it's technically going to the right address, not the right addressee.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Mine's
Yes.
just going to the wrong city.
I feel like this is about. But this question is going to become a bitch to Jeff about the post office.
Fuck, yeah.
I
I just
well,
wanted to
right.
say real quick, Jeff.
I
But
can't
it's-
say too
in the
much because I
US
signed the Official Secrets Act, so.
It's not
Hold
the
on.
post office's fault. It's the fucking idiot who keeps putting the wrong postcode's fault.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you mine in a minute, but go on, Beth.
There's in the U.S. There's laws of how your mailbox where it needs to be and stuff. You can't just put it on the floor somewhere of your porch.
You're
That's
not
totally-
meant to here.
Theoretically,
If
that's
you
supposed
do
to be
that,
weird,
no,
but
no. If you do that, the post office will not deliver your mail. You have to have it on a certain side of the road compared to where you live and a certain distance away from the road and all that stuff. Like, they make it totally easy on the postman here, and that was because the post office was government owned for so long, so the government enforced that.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
postmen don't have to deal with that shit here.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
moving
thought
on.
that my roommate had to have hers like cemented into the ground where it wouldn't fall over or blow away, and apparently that's perfectly fine here.
Well, as long as you pick it up every day.
Unfortunately,
Since
I hate
we
doing it,
moved
'cause
in,
I have to go outside, and there are people outside, and I don't like people.
I agree.
Ew.
Yes.
since we
Except
moved,
like you, people.
Anyway, what's the fucking question again?
I want to get my bitch out about the post office.
You were the one a second ago saying we don't want to turn this into a bitch about.
No, I said we were.
Dave,
It's too late. We've already done
trying
it.
to talk. What do you need to say, Dave?
Right, since we moved in here, 3 set blocks of flats, like small blocks of flats, have been built opposite us along the road. And not one of those fuckers can put an address right. Because they all live in flat 1, flat 2, flat 3 on a road number on our road. Right? And we are number 5. Right, so we get the mail for number 5 for every fucking one of those flats. Even though they're a different postcode. Because they're the other side of the road.
Write that down, number 5, all right? We're going to just gradually dox Dave 1 pit at a time.
Here's the thing. I lied about the number 5.
Yeah.
It's really 265.
That's not what the NDA...
Actually,
I was
it's
going to say, that's not what it
666.
says on the NDA.
Dave is the Antichrist.
He's one off from it. It's 555.
It's 555.
He's almost the Antichrist then.
Moving on.
Just for proof, okay? Okay. Caroline will not lie. Caroline, do we live at number 5?
No.
You hear that?
No.
There you go.
No.
Right. Right. Anyone else with a petty thing they'd like to wreak revenge about?
I now want to wreak revenge on my roommate for the mailbox.
Right, in which case we should go to the next question. Oh,
It's
shit.
definitely
You know I didn't
been...
answer, but that's
Did
okay.
I asked if anyone else had...
Neither did
I
I.
was getting to it. You just fucking forget it.
No, go on, Manda. Go.
Luke fucking Walton.
Who's that?
I think I've told this story before. He's right now he's the head coach for the Sacramento Kings. He played for the LA Lakers for like 10 years. But in college, he went to school with me. And he was very popular because he was on the basketball team, plus his father was in the NBA Hall of Fame, and he was a sportscaster and stuff. And I didn't really know who he was, didn't care because I had a boyfriend at the time. He tried to kiss me. I rebuffed him. He gave me the whole "don't you know who my father is" bullshit, and spread it around to people I knew that we had slept together. And that fucking pissed me off. So I would like to get petty revenge on that shit. He's a bitch.
Tell your story to a newspaper about your teenage romps with him.
Oh yeah, you'll make so much money.
And be sure to mention how small his penis is.
And yeah, there you go.
Then he'll go around saying he didn't sleep with you.
Exactly.
And then it would,
friend say, I've got witnesses who will test otherwise.
Yes.
So he was like sports Draco Malfoy. Like, my father will hear
yes,
this.
he was. The whole, I could not believe he actually
That's
looked
a good
me in
one,
my
Badger.
face and said, "Don't you know who my father is?" And I just said, "No."
Who cares?
At the time. So, nor do I fucking care.
You're like, if that impressed me, that impressed you, you'd be sleeping with the father, not him.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
with like a little, that was like the one social hiccup in my entire undergraduate career. Everything
So
else
basically,
was
whenever he
fine.
says, "Do
You
know who my
consider your
father
sex
is?"
life your
Is he
career?
Single?
No, it said it was the one social hiccup in all of my undergraduate. Like when I went to school, I got along with everybody. I never had any problems. That was the only rumor. That was the only bad thing that socially happened to me at the University of Arizona was that fucking bullshit. So
Uh-huh.
It's so weird to me that people have careers.
I didn't mean it that way. You know, it's my time.
Right. She has a sexual career, so... Jeff.
Oh.
Joe, what was I going to...
No, we did,
I was
Jeff.
just going to say... No,
You
you
did post
didn't.
boxes. You did bottom post boxes.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I suppose so. But
You can have another one.
I was going to say, yeah, probably a few, should we say, rather rude people that you know that you deliver to now and again. You know the sort of people who just spend sitting down all day waiting for either the postman or the bin man to come along to just try and find something to come out and complain about. Definitely, there's a few of them I could just get some little small measure of revenge on. One or two that I might have actually done that to as well.
Did you swap their post with their bins?
I'm not at liberty to say.
That's covered under the NDA, is it?
Yeah, that would be the NDA, yes.
I have one person I can name, and I don't know whether it's petty. It's petty because I'm so distant, but he is the most horrific man of the 20th century. Without a doubt, he has caused more harm than any other man. Thomas Midgley.
Who the fuck is that?
It's a UK thing. We wouldn't understand.
I was gonna
He's
say,
American.
Thing.
Oh,
What?
damn.
He is?
My bad.
Okay.
He is the gentleman that fixed knocking in engines by adding lead to petrol. He felt so guilty about it, he decided to try and come up with a new refrigerant. He single-handedly invented CFCs.
Oh no.
Okay, I actually knew that. Yes, I did.
He sounds like he's just really unlucky.
He is! He's a really nice guy! And he was trying to help!
He was trying to do the right thing, and then it just...
That just reminds me of like Homer Simpson trying to make cereal and it catches on fire. He's like that guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right, back in his neck.
I just feel... Yeah, I gotta feel sorry for him. I think he's had enough misery heaped on him.
Oh, I do. I pity for him, and I think was he the one? He might have died as well, accidentally.
What was his name?
Thomas Midgley. You can have his link. You can have his link to his Wikipedia if you want. Right there.
I would appreciate that because I want to read about him now.
Yeah, this is in private chat.
Right.
Right. Next question.
What?
Oh, wait there. Well, now I've got an answer in the chat. No one else actually answered this. I know I'm capable... Joan says, I know I'm capable of murder, but I don't think petty vengeance would help me with my feelings towards anyone. That's not a helpful answer. We want vengeance!
We need
Right.
we need to have another question about like super duper evil vengeance though.
Yeah,
Super
like,
duper evil vengeance, yeah. Not rather
you
than
just
petty
forgot
vengeance.
that we're a bunch of spiteful bitches.
Actually, you know what? I call that question.
You call that question.
Yeah.
But, you're not having it.
Fuck you.
I'm writing that down. That can be 666.
That would be a good one for it, yeah.
Right, vengeance.
Yes.
Yes. Right. This is what question 662. What would you replace the 10 Commandments with?
Don't be a
The
dick.
10 crack commandments? No, I'm just kidding. Just
The
we'll
5
call that
realistic.
Biggie.
Anyways.
I would replace them with the commandments that George Carlin came up with.
Which are...
That's a good one.
You have
Yep,
to
I
read
like
them.
it.
You have to read them now.
I'm looking them up. Give me a moment. Because he basically put them all into one. Where was
He
it?
did. That wasn't 10 Commandments.
Yeah, there is. I said there's one.
Well, there's
atheist
two of them.
commandment. Don't be a cunt. That's it.
Yes.
All right, so he has two of them. First is thou shalt always be honest and faithful, especially to the provider of thy nookie. Second, thou shalt try real hard not to kill anyone unless, of course, they pray to a different invisible man than the one you pray to. And wear a different funny hat.
Wear a different funny hat. I mean, can we all agree
I miss
that
him. He was amazing.
that the first 4 commandments have to go?
Thou
Oh,
shalt
Well, they're all
Absolutely.
basically the same thing. Like, you should watch
Yeah.
the skit, like
I have.
the performance. It's basically like he says they're basically all saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And then like some of those like, the Bible really doesn't condone condemn these things, so we're gonna throw that out too.
Thou shalt inform Dave that he is incorrect about both Battenberg and cheese.
I agree on the cheese thing. I haven't tried Battenberg yet.
Math Pig says, "Thou shalt not cross Momma Atheist."
Right? Facts.
Not wrong.
Jeff? What's the? Oh, he's not here. What's the third commandment by Colin?
Fuck you.
That works.
I don't know if it is. That just sounds like what he'd say.
And when
That
are you
does
going
sound
to?
a lot like what he would say. I didn't see the third one. Like,
When can I
it's been
take
a
you
while
up on
since
this
I've seen
offer?
Yet. It's a bit difficult at the moment.
Is it?
Oh,
Well-
the third one is thou shalt keep thy religion to thyself. As the third one.
Government says
Derp,
no.
Melissa, derp. Also,
As long
you
as
guys
we
know
don't
my name.
kiss.
Ta-da!
Also, I didn't think it was commutable between badgers and humans.
Wait, we're all fucking badger? What?
Not at once.
I'm not interested. Sorry.
I just want him to call me. I just want him to call me kitten. That's all I want.
I'm sad now. Hey, I thought you were gonna come around
We're a
and
badger.
I mean, I'm not really
Yeah.
into bestiality, and you're a guy. I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
honey.
You got two things against you.
I thought you'd
But he's
come
so
round.
furry.
Big things.
We'd have a lovely dinner. I'd make sausages. Well, I wouldn't make the sausages. I'd cook the sausages.
That feels
I was
like
gonna say
a
make
euphemism.
sausages. That would be a long date. It's a pretty lengthy
Right.
process.
I'm going to skip on to the next question.
I make lengthy
Yes.
sausages.
Question 663. Is it cheating to have sex with someone who has had an organ donated to them by your partner? Or is it your
Yes.
duty? Or is it your duty?
What? Yeah, of course it is.
Cheating. Fuck that. That's
One organ is not a person. Wait a minute. Is it genitalia?
Does it matter
Because
if
then
it
that
was?
would be a good reason to cheat because they have nothing left. Like, oh, well, it's over here and I really like it.
How is that cheating?
I mean,
Your
maybe.
partner's obviously, or unless your partner donated a kidney
Yeah,
and
you
then the
could
partner's
donate a
still
lung of
alive.
your liver. You could donate a kidney.
Yeah.
A lung?
So, is the partner still
A lung?
alive?
Yes.
But like my answer to a few things before, I'm polyamorous, so I would just discuss it with my partner beforehand. And most of my partners know I'm a host, so they'd be like, "Okay, she's just gonna go do that. It's fine."
I do not share well, so I would expect my partner to do the same. I respect your polyamory, Sarah, but I'm not good with sharing. So.
Not many people
Right.
are.
It's like if you're at a party and there's a plate of brownies and you want all of them and you lick it and put one on top. Once I lick it, it's mine.
Just like it, like it's mine.
I want to see the size of that plate.
It's usually about. Never mind.
You just want to see Beth me lick stuff. That's all it is.
We're not going there.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, Amanda. Not sorry.
Sammy
We
says,
wrote about a certain
we wrote better
conversation
names.
he had that involved noses, and it's just lost.
Oh, right. Exactly. What are you doing? Have you guys ever seen the Ellen DeGeneres stand-up where she's talking about videotaping sex? And she's like, first of all, you have to be like really confident with your body. She said, and some people just watch it later, but I think we should do it more like football strategy. Okay, you see here? What were you doing here? Oh, you made that up? Don't do that again. And what's going on over here? Nothing. That's what's going on. Nothing.
right.
Be like that. Anyways.
Moving
on.
Now everyone's got
Who else?
excited about the previous question now that we've moved on. Sammy says, what if it was a vagina transplant?
How would
Yeah.
that even work?
Very careful.
I already said that, Sammy. Coffee
Joan
monster.
says she's not sure how to answer. Nerdy
Clitoris
says,
transplant. I don't know.
Oh, who the hell would give that up? Fuck. No.
A nun?
if you
Maybe
love
I
someone
don't know.
really, if you love someone that
They
much,
still
you wouldn't.
masturbate.
If you loved someone that much, you wouldn't give it up for them.
That's right.
You wouldn't give up your kidney for them? Like, what?
Would you give up your clit for
That's
them?
right.
No, I
Oh,
wouldn't. Fuck
fuck
them.
no.
Why the fuck would they ask me to do that? That's a horrible partner.
So that they can have
No,
pleasure.
that's changing someone. That's trying to
Changing
change
some-
someone, and you should accept them for who they are and love them for who they are. And if you're not loving them for who they are, you need to move on with your life.
But they've never
Well,
received
no.
pleasure. They've never received pleasure because they've never had one.
What's this question?
Oh, if they've never had one? Oh, that's
Yeah.
different.
Sorry,
Is it?
I missed a little
I
bit
take
of
that as a challenge.
Exactly.
I
It's
got
like,
this.
we got this shit.
Jeff, the question is it cheating to have sex with someone who has had an organ donated to them by your partner? Or is it your duty?
Go back to the last question. Dave shall not ask so many fucked up questions.
I'm so glad that complaining is not part of the NDA.
Nerdy says it's my duty. I can't see how that could ever be the answer, so yeah, I'll go with that.
Depends on what organ we're talking about.
It's big enough to call it an organ? Math Pig, I'm in no need of transplant. Can we make it detachable?
That's a Wanda Sykes thing. She did a
I feel
whole
like
skit
there's
on making it
octopus.
detachable.
There's
It's like Mando is looking into the air aimlessly.
You feel like one of those octopi that just pull the penis arm off and throw it at the
Participating
female.
in this conversation. No.
Uh-huh.
You know the ones?
Sorry,
You
I
know the ones
I completely missed everything you just said.
I said it'd be like those octopi that pull the penis arm off and throw it at the female.
Yes, it would.
There would be
Like,
so
here you
much
go,
of that
have
in the
this.
street. Oh my god.
Now, if that attached to another person, would Manda then be obligated to sleep with that person? Would it be her duty to
and
sleep with that person?
And then the female octopus is kind of like, oh, thanks. I'll put it in the pile and maybe I'll use it later.
I don't think it's a duty to sleep with anyone. It's not a duty.
The Bible says it is.
The Bible
Yeah.
can fuck off.
yeah.
Yes.
Moving on.
Or to quote Amanda, the Bible can suck my dick.
Yes. There you go.
Right, next question.
Right. Drink.
Moving on.
Hang on. Drink.
Question 664. Does fashion have any value to society, or is it just a complete waste of time and resources?
The latter.
Number 2.
I don't think it's a complete waste of time and resources, but I think far more time and resources are put into it than is sensible on any level.
That's very diplomatic of you.
A better question would be, what's the biggest con, religion or fashion?
Refashion.
I'll have that. I'm having that question right there. I've lost my
Yeah,
list.
that would be a better question.
That's a different question, not a better question.
I think at one point in our society, fashion was more important, in general than it is now, because it was, it would build up revenue and it was broadening people's styles. But in these days, you can basically wear whatever you want. I think it's ridiculous at this point and there's stores everywhere. Back in the day, you couldn't just go down the street and go to a shopping mall and find everything you wanted, like outlets or something. You couldn't do that. Now you can. What's the effing point about it?
I mean, do
Go
you
shopping.
mean then? Is it something to say that fashion was important when you had to spend a lot of money on things, when you had to invest in something, like
Yeah.
items of clothing that would last you for a season, for a year, because that was how you were going to look
Right.
for that year. That fashion was probably more relevant at that point in time.
There was
Yes, I
also a
agree,
point in time where fashion pushed certain things in society forward. Like you look at the 20s and 30s when women started wearing pants, sort of pantlet type things as a fashion and started,
See,
presenting themselves
Exactly.
as equals. that actually, fashion at the time was a statement that said something to society, and that made sense.
Right.
But, I agree with Beth. Now it's just people wear whatever the fuck they want, although it does contribute to the economy.
I do agree with Beth as well.
Well,
because
don't forget,
if it wasn't for fashion, we wouldn't be where we are now. Like, Beth, Amanda, and myself would basically be in like frou-frou dresses, miserable as shit.
God no.
Oh, I'd be dead. I would
again, that depends how far back you go.
True. True.
If it hadn't moved, if there hadn't been fashion that moved things forward and made these statements, we would have. I think that's what Sarah's saying is that we would have been stuck there. We would have been stuck in those outfits, expected to dress feminine and stay
but only
that
if
way.
you. Only if you stopped at that point forward. That makes sense. I mean, if you could have turned around and said we're not going to have any fashion from the Bronze Age, and we'd all be walking around in very simple robes.
True.
Yeah, you're
God,
just
that
picking
would
a
be
point
great,
in him.
though. It'd be so comfortable.
Yes.
But now it's not as important as it used to be because there's really not much that can change in the way of fashion unless you go with like the really ridiculous stuff that they have on fashion runways, which is made to be fucking ridiculous and eye-catching.
See, that's exactly my point. These days, it's not about is it going to last a long time? Does it go with everything else in your wardrobe so you can have it multiple uses? It's about how weird it is, how absurd, and what kind of an idiot somewhere is going to go, I have to have that $30,000 dress to go with my Coach purse and my, So it's just stupid at this point. I mean, yes, it does add to the economy.
Statement at all either.
Wait, give me a minute. I've got something to say.
I think we could take everything that's put into that and put it into something better and stimulate the economy in a better way.
Here's the problem. You could say that about every sport and every other interest.
I have. About every sport. I think sports. I think it's all the money that these sports players make. It is ridiculous and stupid.
And cats. And cats.
Oh yeah, cats. Yeah.
Oh my god. Really? You know how much money I spend a month on my cats? About $20. That is not a $30,000 dress.
I mean, I do
Back
like the
up,
fact.
Dave.
I tell Gigi you did not mean that because she's just still a baby and she doesn't need to hear these mean things.
Yeah.
I do like the fact. I mean, I suppose there's a point. I mean, I do like the fact that the fashion industry props up the economy by exploiting fucking child labour in the third world and all that. So
Yeah, that's always a wonderful thing. Yeah.
While
I'm glad those women and children are
But
over there
I can also argue
dresses.
I can also argue that sports does that. Mind you, would sportswear be fashion as well? So
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah.
It depends on
There
where
we go.
you are. Like where I am, football fan stuff is completely fashion. Like people love that shit. American football. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm wearing
just
them.
want-
I'm saying that now with the full knowledge. I'm wearing an American football jersey right now,
I was about to point that out. Thank you, Jeff.
and I am. I'm not.
And
I'm
it is
not
a statement.
Is
You
that,
are making a statement.
I am, I suppose,
that's
in a
not
way.
the
Yeah.
Cowboys, is it, Jeff?
Fuck yes.
Oh,
It's the Cowboys, yeah.
God.
While we're
Right.
on the
Damn,
topic,
dude.
Wait, I've got to get to the...
America's team.
What? I've just got to catch up on the chat,
It's
Badger.
not America's team.
Yeah.
while we're on the
First of all,
topic of exploitation,
Patriots
it's not just
Are
the people-
America's team. The Cowboys can suck
Not-
it. I don't even
not-
fucking like
Not
football.
that.
so.
Not now that Brady's gone.
Right,
All
shush a
Cowboys
minute.
in there.
Shush a minute. Then we can get on to
Moving on.
Badger's exploitation.
Right.
Right. Nerdy says, yes, it has
Patriots
value.
can Fuck all with
Shut up!
about Philip Jackson.
Okay,
Nerdy
one more
says-
question.
No, we haven't finished this one yet. Nerdy says, yes,
I know,
it has
but
value.
I was just checking the fucking number on it. God.
Right, Richard says, I've been thinking of getting a full body tattoo of me, on me, but taller with bigger muscles. I think he's got very stretchy skin. Doc says, complete waste of time and resources. Wes says, fashion has value to to evolutionary selection, I think. I'm a bad dresser and never been valued to be a partner. Yeah, I'm a terrible dresser. And I've had plenty of partners.
Exactly.
Wes says,
so.
lol, I'm shallow and
Say
petty.
something dirty here, but I won't.
I don't know what you're talking about. Catnip,
I am a
Catnip-
good girl, damn it.
we know. We've had reports. Catnip says, it has value to society because it's a form of self-expression. Wes says, clothes make the man. naked people have little or no influence on society.
I mean, they do. They just get arrested first.
Nerdy says, I'm still wearing my old red and white gingham dress.
Yep.
The Lone
You're
Wanderer
very
says,
pretty in it, Minerdy.
the Lone Wanderer says, I'm good with nakedness. They're now discussing fashion styles. We're skipping over that.
I think it is a shame that it's looked down upon for men to wear a long flowing dress.
Yes. We're fixing that slowly.
Yes.
Thankfully, because dresses, while I do not like them because I don't like showing my legs, they are very comfortable, so I do wear them around the house.
See, what annoys me most...
I mean like an ankle length one.
Yeah.
I know. Those
Right,
are
but what
very
annoys me
comfortable, too.
most is that the majority of clothes that are considered women's now were mostly men's.
Oh yeah, there's been like a complete flip flop of the fashions. It's just so weird.
But it is fashion
Hey,
that's
they
done
tweaked them. They tweaked
it
them
has.
a little bit. They tweaked them a little bit.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
mean, I'm
made
pretty sure
sleeves
back then,
shorter.
I am
High
sure back
heels
then
were originally
the
made
dresses
for
had
men.
pockets.
that. Yeah.
So, in France, I think.
My
Heels,
main thing is
tights,
that for some
stackers,
reason,
stockings,
they flip
skirts.
them, and they remove the pockets for women. Like, why? I want pockets, goddamn. I don't want to carry a purse.
Angel
If
is
you have
always
pockets, you
picking
might
on
put
me
things in them.
because women. If you will notice, women's pockets are teeny tiny, where Angel can fit like an entire fucking water
They're
bottle.
teeny
in her
tiny, or
pocket.
they have those fake pockets. I hate those fake pockets.
Yeah.
I love my guy clothes. They're more
Yeah, I-
comfortable. They don't pinch in weird places. Yeah, it's great.
I do typically wear men's pants, but I do have to wear women's shirts because men's shirts don't have room for the boobles.
Boobs.
Yeah,
You know,
my
Boobs are too big
See
for
what
men's
happened?
shirts.
Wait a minute, I phased out
No
for a second
boobs,
then.
I can
Why
wear
did
them
she
just
scream
fine.
boobs?
Dave, see what
And
happens
my
when you're
boobs are too big for men's shirts.
Oh.
Like if I'm gonna wear a man's shirt, it would have to be a fucking tent on me because my tits are too huge.
In your opinion, you get buy the men's shirt that fits your body. Let the boobs go. I'm just saying, it's fine.
Might ride up a little. Go on, Jeff.
Well, we can tuck it in.
I was just gonna say, it's what happens. It's what happens when you ask a question about fashion with a group of women here, Dave. You know. And on that note, I think
my
I'll have to
idea
let
of
myself
fashion-
scarce.
Really,
my idea of fashion.
really,
is
Jeff? Because
t-shirt
you were on a
and
rant there for a minute.
I'm just going to say, the only one that's here that's actually trying to make a fashion statement is Jeff.
Depends. We're split both
So
in the sense
I
of
just blanket is
men
not
and women
fashion,
and British and American.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's quite funny, actually. Right.
Yeah,
Anyone
we're
else
split
got...
both in the sense of men and women and British and American.
Yes, which I find really weird.
It's a fact.
Yeah. We need American... Well, what does that say about
Yeah,
American
so-
men?
Team
So the thing
America,
about
fuck yeah.
exploitation,
Yeah, go on.
the problem I have with fashion is the exploitative nature of the industry. Not just in terms of the sweatshops in third world countries, which needs to be mentioned because it's fucking terrible, but also just in the thing I was discussing on Twitter earlier about employers treating their employees in Western countries terribly. It's just bad.
It is an
People just
awful
need to not be
industry in that
shit
regard.
It is, but me having that nice new T-shirt is worth it, isn't it?
Is it though?
No.
don't-
Really, no.
I've got a drawer full of fucking t-shirts.
Do you? I don't imagine you do. I can't imagine you've ever worn a thing called a T-shirt. I see
No,
you in
I
a
wear
tweed
t-shirt.
suit.
I wear t-shirts, just I don't wear them as like a showy item of clothing. I wear them under other things.
Uh-huh.
They're like underpants. They're the underlayer.
I think you.
Well,
I
they
think you,
originally were called undershirts, so
Exactly.
but we're getting sidetracked.
I think.
I
I
wear
think
them as undershirts.
Badger. I think you dress like Bertie Wooster. I
Yes!
just think you do.
Yes! Yes!
You've seen how I dress.
Like Bertie. Oh,
Right.
usually as a fucking Mandalorian soldier.
No, that's when I'm discussing Star Wars. Hang on, I'll show you how I dress.
If this is gonna get the, which I want to know.
Does it include a smoking jacket and a bobbing head?
This is how I dress.
So he wears a
Yes.
blanket all the time. Oh, that one.
Right.
Last question.
Is it though?
Is it? No. Right, last question. Oh, it's a good question.
Yay!
It's
Your
not.
last questions
That
were
means
always
we could be here for another 20 minutes, yeah.
Oh shit.
Question 665. Would you rather have a fold-out table grown out of your chest that I have completely misread, written, that could be used in mere seconds, or stretchy back skin, which could be pulled over your head to act as a makeshift cap?
Ooh.
I think
Weird.
the chest thing's going to have more practical applications, in my opinion.
You think?
So do I
Well,
keep
it's
And
my
not so
boobs?
gross. Can
Say
you
again?
imagine
I
the
keep
flabby
my
back
boobs?
skin?
I already have Sarah and I already have tables.
Exactly, like I can totally use this as a table. I have before.
Right, what you've got
What-
to
what-
imagine...
Damn it, I could put a dime on mine and it stays there for a second. Just saying.
What material is the chess table going to be made out of in this scenario?
Bone and skin.
Oh, that's weird too.
If we had a nice wooden folding desk made of oak or something, I'd go for that.
No, it's grown out of you.
It's
It's like
Dave,
boobs.
This entire scenario, the
Wait,
entire
wait.
scenario is ridiculous.
Gotta
It's
cough.
not more ridiculous to have an oak table growing out of it.
No, it's like boobs,
Wait a minute.
right? But they're flat and have legs that swing down and come
But
out
you
by about a
really
meter.
couldn't use that for anything except for lightweight applications because you'd be squishing your skin against a plate of bone.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that shit
I'm
would hurt.
ticklish, so
Yeah,
that
but
would
like
work
exactly
out
like
very
when you've
well.
got a heavy weight on your hand, you can do that no problem.
I mean, now they're both
Yeah, but
gross.
you said like breast. You're talking about sensitive skin with a
No,
bone
I
plate
was
in it.
I was just trying to get across the what it is. Yeah, because they seem
Oh,
obsessed
so
with
more
boobs
like
in this.
hands, like tough like hands.
Yes. Or imagine writing on your thigh. You know, you put a notepad on your thigh and write on it. Yeah, it's a good solid table when the legs are down.
God, that'd get in the way during sex, though. But who would want to
But-
have flabby back skin that stretches that far? It's a tough decision.
So we can't like just put them in and like they be our normal boobs every once in a while.
No, you'd have boobs as well. And I think
Dave.
Hey,
Dave,
hey, you guys, all you big-breasted women, you could have a table underneath to
Would-
hold your boobs up.
would-
there, or
would-
Oh,
something.
that'd be nice. I think my boobs look amazing.
Would the breasts be under or over the table?
over.
True.
I mean, so Mandra would
So,
lose
of course.
Mandra would
you've got-
lose half her table.
So for the breasted ones, it would be like a fold-out breast rest.
Yes,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it'd do
That'd
wonders
be
for her
nice.
back.
support the weight,
That
give
would
their
be
back
nice.
a break. Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. And then I wouldn't have to wear a bra all the time because bras are
I think-
annoying.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I think whichever way we look at it, the table thing has got more practical applications. And that's the end of the day. I think this is actually quite an easy question.
You think?
I mean,
Yeah.
the only other thing I could think that the back skin could be good for is like if you like really have to like pee or poop. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
What?
I can't think of any reason
Why
why
would
back
that?
skin
Why
would
would that
good.
be in? Never mind.
Well, you could pull it down. If you could pull it up over your head, you could pull it down up underneath of you.
I think if you pulled it out to the sides, you could glide like one of those sugar gliders.
Oh,
That's
wait.
Because that's what I was thinking.
Now
If you
we're
would glide with it or something.
Doc says this question is weirder than any acid trip I've ever had.
Well, yeah.
I think you're trying the wrong acid, buddy. Anyways, not that I know anything
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Welcome to Critical Questions, Doc. That's how it rolls.
I mean, you could use it as like you could use it as a backpack as well.
Catnip
No,
says,
not really.
"Can
No,
I?"
if you fold it from the bottom, put the stuff in it, and then clip the skin flap to your shoulders somehow, like lash it upwards, you could use it as a backpack.
Well, this is exactly what Catnip's just asked.
That's
Can
what
I
was
use?
thinking.
Can I use the stretchy back pin as a storage pocket? Sure. What the hell? Yes.
God, could you imagine how... Okay, hold on. Let me just say this. I have to say this because I can't even stand this. So when I was an EMT, I used to pick up large people that were bedridden. Like 450, 550-pound people.
Yeah.
And where their skin met and stayed together most of the time, there were sores and yeast infections. So I'm really having a problem answering this because I don't want either one, you're going to have something flapping over something and causing sores and yeast infections and shit. And
That's
Yes.
because they don't clean
sweaty
it very
pockets
often.
and
That's true.
it's because they
Okay.
can't clean it well because they're too fat. But
Yes.
the point is
I
that
think the back flap
anytime you have something like that, like the table you would use more often, obviously it would get more air.
I'm
But
assuming the
the
skin,
back
whenever it's not
thing,
I'm assuming that when the skin is not stretched out, it just looks like your normal skin. It's like flush with your body. It's not stretched out all the time. Like it's just
it's
elastic.
stretchable rather than always being distended.
Do you know
Exactly.
what? Yes. What the
Okay.
hell?
I get that, but with age, like
Yeah.
it's like boobs. With age, they may be here and then they're going to be like this. You know? So eventually, you using it over and over again is going to stretch your skin out, and you're going to have stuff like this.
I
You know
think
what I'm
it'll require maintenance.
You got to,
To
rub
be
in
fair-
coconut
To be
oil.
fair, but Dave didn't
You
specify
get a
how
back
often.
lift every year.
Dave didn't have to specify how often we use these things.
Well, that would
Because
depend
then-
on the person.
But
Yeah.
then if we're going by maintenance, the back flap would be a lot easier because it's flush with your skin. You just wash like normal. With the table, you have to pull it out, wash it, put it back in, or pull it out, wash it, dry it, then put it back in because putting this stuff in when
But
it's not dry
as
is going to be
you
bad.
age,
I mean, also, here's
as
the other
you
problem.
age, the skin on your back starts sagging, so then you're going to have layers.
I think you'd at least
Is that
need some
true?
additional moisturizer.
You're never going. If you go for the table, you're never going to be able to see anything between your navel and your knees.
I thought you could put the table back in.
Well, it'll fold flat.
Dave,
When
you've seen how big my stomach's getting. I can't see down there anyway.
Right, so it folds flat, so it would come down to maybe halfway down your thigh when it's folded up.
Right.
That's a horribly folding chair.
Amanda?
We need to rethink that.
We can
Amanda
redesign.
hasn't answered yet. Amanda,
Well, actually, let me just pull the table out and go to the drawing board. Then we'll work our way around that.
Richard says stretchy back skin, but would use it as umbrella, grocery storage, toolkit storage, covering for when I am gassy.
I think the toolkit
see?
storage
Wrap
could
it
be a
around your
bit
ass. That's
difficult.
what I'm saying.
Richard
I think
says
the toolkit storage would be a bit difficult because the tools are kind of pokey.
you can line it. Richard says you line it with felt. Richard says, I mean, yours would be furry. Richard says, "B Dave, not that you are overthinking the question or anything. Damn Madsons." Nerdy says,
I know
"I'm
what
up for the
you're talking
table. Sounds useful."
I think. If
And
you went
Manda
to the
says-
table,
And
you'd
What
and
does
Better
Amanda
Dave
say?
says,
Go on, Badger.
Are you
to the table,
No.
you'd be pretty good at
fuck you guys?
you'd be good
Wow.
at garage. You'd be good at jumble sales and
Yeah.
like garage sales and
Apart from the fact,
stuff like
apart from the fact that if you want to go take a leak, you can't ask the next person at the next table along to watch your stuff.
You just ask the person at the next table along to use their back flap.
that,
you're a guy-
that you can use as a toilet.
No, if you're a guy, couldn't you like just pee under the table or something? Because I know people that do that.
Wes says these are horrible superpowers. They could get you on disability.
I want to hear Amanda's answer.
Can everyone shut up?
I do
so we can
too,
hear
but
Amanda's
nobody will shut up
I want
long
to hear
enough.
Amanda's answer.
Everyone quiet.
Badger's trying to fucking answer.
All of you.
Amanda, you go.
Girls who love me. Oh, it's fine.
Go.
I like my boobs, so I'm not replacing them with the table, so I'll go with the back thing. That's
No, the
all.
table would be
No,
under
no,
your
they're
boobs.
underneath your boobs.
Yeah, but it would still mess the whole. Go with
She likes the
no.
aesthetics
Maybe,
as they
maybe
are.
when it's flipped down, it'll act as a support bra.
Okay.
You could put wheels on the legs.
Yes. You could extend the legs.
So, you
So
can,
that
like,
when you're stood
extend
up-
and then get on top of it and just.
Or you could use the back flap for additional support.
Yep.
Pull it like all the way. No.
All the way over and hook under the boobs.
I think it would have to come around the sides. Though.
You mother. We need oxygen, people.
I think the back flap would have to come around the sides for the support.
No, Manda's into piercings. I think we could solve this.
Ah,
Okay. How
We need
so?
an
I
eye
see where
hole
you're going.
and a mouth hole in the back flap.
Just one eye hole or one big eye hole? Or can you have to pick the dominant
it'd be
eye?
like a visor.
Like a visor.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I hate your last questions are always fucking weird, Dave. So
That's the point.
I know.
I like it.
Great, Mr. What the hell?
Hey,
Have you got a dog?
Who?
it's my landlord's dog, and if I have my door open,
That's
I'm gonna say that cat sounded really weird.
Weird.
I mean, there's a video of a cat barking, so why the fuck not?
Is the landlord's dog coming in to ask where the rent is?
Yes. Doc says, re-stretchy back skin. I've got a sail, but I'm not a sailor. Right there. Super bartender. If you could both, you could have a bar and storage for alcohol. Portable bar. If you get
That
both.
sounds amazing.
You could just use the back skin to get off. If you're stuck on, if you get what's that? What is the thing with Wilson, with the ball, Wilson?
The
What about
volleyball?
him?
The thing with Tom Hanks is stuck on an island.
Castaway.
Castaway.
Castaway. If you get castawayed, you can just like make a raft and then just hold your back out and sail.
That's
Yes.
I was actually going to say that the back thing is a sail. I don't know how you're going to. I don't see I see some slight design issues, though. I don't know quite how you're going to tack and jibe and all that.
Well, you'd need to make a mast and a boom as well, and you just use it. Just you wouldn't need to make any fabric or anything. You just use your back.
Yeah, and yeah, okay, so that's.
And then you just drift aimlessly during the night.
Yeah, especially if it's close to your back and the tillers at the back of the boat. Yeah, I know.
And it's not like you can use your sail as a sea anchor.
Yes,
You just need an extra long tiller to steer with.
Yeah.
Mathpig says, is it weird to watch you all from the bath?
Not at all.
Amanda says she's used to it. But normally you have a different thing in your StreamYards. Right. So, I need your answers. Who wants the table?
Hey, table.
No one else?
I'm gonna go with the back flap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the back flap has more versatility.
Damn you all. I thought more would
Damn
go
you
for the
too.
table. I've got some tables to sell.
Dave, I'm not buying your weird flesh tables.
That would be the weirdest flea market ever.
Right.
I'm just reading the names that you put for everyone. We've got.
How have you not noticed that?
It just doesn't
I noticed it before, but I haven't actually read what they said. You've got B Dave, you got Bad Tempered Dave, you got Godless Dave, you got Better Dave, and you got Sorta Dave.
Yep, I'm sorta Dave. We are Dave.
Considering the name Dave never actually appears on the chat on any of the shows at all. Have we ever had a Dave on?
Oh, and then there's Bouncy.
Today we did.
It's Critical Crippled Dave on yours, and it says.
Yeah, but
that
I'm not
before you
here.
changed it.
On screen, it doesn't say that.
Oh, it
And then there's
doesn't.
Bouncy
Okay.
Dave in the middle.
Well, I'm keeping this name for when I do my one. I'm gonna be Better Dave that day.
Right. I'm going to say thank you to B, to Badger, to Jeff, to Amanda, and to Seraphim.
Rar.
Thank you to Dave, and Dave.
I would like to thank Dave.
Which one?
Dave.
Oh, Dave's here as well, yeah.
Thank you, Dave, and Dave.
Thank you, Dave, for doing this and letting us all have fun first thing in the morning when we're half asleep.
You're welcome.
Somebody
I wish Dave
somebody
would
put a
talk-
name tag that says Bouncy Dave.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dave
that's
number
right.
one.
Dave, that's all we need.
Apparently, we have to look at Manda's phone.
What?
Dave?
Your camera roll. You have to show us your camera roll.
Yes, we need to see Beth shoots.
Those are my pictures.
Hey, he offered.
Maybe when the stream ends, Math Peg,
Yeah.
we'll negotiate on it.
We'll beat Manda up for it once we're off air.
Yes, we'll bully
Right.
her.
I'm going to say thank you to everyone in the chat. You have all been absolutely brilliant today. I'm going to say thank you to all my Daves. And we will
Yay,
see
Dave!
you tomorrow.
All right, Gregor.
We'll see you tomorrow for question 666.
Oh dear.
Number of the beast.
Bye!